Alright, welcome MötherTüskers to the HOG podcast. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. And that's what I'm going to call it. And who the hell am I? Well, I am James. I did in fact make MötherTüsk. Now, here's that story. So it's not this convoluted crap of uhs and okays and other filler sentences. I conducted a whole list of things that some other asshole might ask me if I were actually popular. But I'm not. I'm some asshole on the internet. So here we go with that list. Starting off, where did MötherTüsk start? Well, a plain and simple, to-the-point answer with that would be in 2018. Yes. 2018 is pretty much when I started it. I started getting into like spaghetti western music and surf rock and all the cool stuff from like the 60s, and I wanted to start a band with my friends. There was one called Taking Joy. There was another one where we never made a fucking name because that band was very indecisive and that person was very indecisive. So whatever, that was a fun jam band. That was more like the Grateful Dead or something. But that was actually like a split two things because those people didn't want to jam together. And that's how it always happens. Nobody wants to fucking work together and nobody wants to do anything. So I said, fuck it. I'm going to just make a metal band, the thing that I would make in the first place. And that's where it all started. I stopped playing with them because everybody kind of grew up and grew out and started going and doing their own things, and I am that loser bastard asshole that kind of wants to stick around here and just rock and roll until I die. What's so fucking wrong with that? That's what Ohioans do. Question number 2. How did you think of the name MötherTüsk? And what the fuck is a MötherTüsk? Well, thank you. Great question. Now, I would say a MötherTüsk is absolutely not a damn thing. It was weird. I had a surgery in 2015, and I was on weird medication, and I was watching, what the fuck is that show? Impractical Jokers, because it's what was on all the fucking time. Anyway, I mean, we all love that show to an extent, right? Anyway, so they had a joke on there. It was something along the lines of Mother Musk or something. And I was like, alright. And that was always running in the back of my head. And another thing on that is I was always the mother of the group when it came to all my friends and things that I actually gave a fuck about. If you stayed the night, I would give you the pillow and blanket if you passed out. You know what I mean? Or if it's at your house, I'd go find a fucking pillow and a blanket or some shit. Like, I would always be the nice guy. It's basically that. So, it's a nice guy with the edge, I guess. You know, like the good and the bad. The yin and the yang. The whole damn kit and caboodle. And that ties back into trash cats. Thrash cats. Fuck, why didn't I do that? Alright. Question number 3. What genre of music would you consider MötherTüsk? That one's a little bit harder to answer. That's probably the hardest question on this whole damn list to answer because there's not one set genre that I want to be. There's not one set thing that I like. I like a little bit of everything. I'm a weird fuck, and that's fine. I think. I like rock and roll. I like, everything that comes in with rock and roll, whether that be blues, like the softer side, or there's some heavy blues. There's some pretty heavy, but we're not getting that. Or there's like metal on the other heavier side is what I was getting at. There, obviously there's pop music. Everybody likes some kind of form of fashion of pop music, whether that be Hall & Oates or this new shit. But, yeah. There's everything. There's every fucking thing. Every single little thing that you could think. I went through a Zappa thing for a while. So pretty much everything is what I would want MötherTüsk to try to emulate. The closest thing that I'd want it to emulate is probably like a mixture between my favorite bands, as everyone would pretty much ever say, and that would be stuff like Kiss, Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper, Motorhead, Ramones, Zappa, shit like that. I'm like a 90-year-old in a 29-year-old body. This is exactly what is going on here. I always get the shit because I don't get things. So I make music and I try to sound like the cool people that actually did it right. Cause we have a whole, I could sit here for hours and tell you about this, but I'm not gonna. Moving on. For the grand finale, the last question that's been burning on everybody's minds. Who are you? Yeah, I'm just a guy that likes to sing and play my guitar and drum when I get home from work, and I had a day of longness that's so I can make music and everything can be better, and that's who I am. The only thing I would ever want to do with my life other than work and, be a real man is probably rock and roll. Because that is the only free form of expression left on this earth to the true form. If it doesn't have the claws of the masses and the bullshit of the asses attached to it. If it has the original idea and that feeling, like that attitude. They call it the punk attitude these days, but honestly, that was just the rock and roll attitude. That's what that was. Punk was just kind of like a thing that branched off of that. This is what I sit around and tell people all the freaking time, man. Nobody wants to hear it, and I guess you don't have to. I really have that lone wolf punk rock mentality when it comes to making music. If nobody wants to do it with you, do it yourself. If nobody's going to sponsor you, sponsor yourself. No one's going to write shit for you, write it yourself. Do it yourself. Screw everyone else. That sounds like a good starting point to a new song, so thank you for making this podcast, James. Yeah. Anyway, bonus question. What are the songs about? And where do you see this thing going? I'm going nowhere. A lost opportunity. See, probably I would say I really want this to just be what it is. The songs are pretty much about horror movies, things that I like to write about. Some things are about personal things. Sometimes I like to write myself into a horror movie or whatever, The world is your oyster, really. You could, with imagination, you could have the bounds of reality at the palm of your hands. You really could, but you don't fucking want to, so just get off your ass and go do something. That's what MötherTüsk is about. Believe in yourself, do it yourself, because no one else is going to do it for you. And, think for yourself. Alright, I'm out. Thank you for listening to this first episode of HOG Podcast. There shall be more. To be continued.